Last week, I got a chance to witness a great movie from the God's own country, Kerala. So here I present to you the review and analysis of Suraj Venjaaramood and Nimisha Sajayan starrer The Great Indian Kitchen. Coming to the plot, a leaking sink, uncomfortable close-up shots of leftover food, repeated shots of vegetables being cut, the smoke and fire of rice being cooked in a hearth, the clanging of the dishes being washed, and a drab, unremarkable kitchen which almost becomes solitary confinement for the female protagonists. These are the images that fill the screen for much of the runtime in Geo Baby's The Great Indian Kitchen, streaming now on Neatstream. These are the things you have to sit through to understand and enjoy the whole story, and believe me guys, it is worth it. Well, coming to the performances, Nimisha Sajayan is the life and soul of the Great Indian Kitchen, and just like the broth she boils, you are left wondering when she is going to fly off the lid, this time in a good way. Suraj Venjaaramood lends able support and is the blueprint of every average Indian man, conditioned neatly in a 12 steps of patriarchy. Both the actors outshine each other with their exceptionally natural yet heartfelt performances. It is such a delight to watch such seasoned actors in well-written roles. The rest of the star cast, including the actress who played the mother-in-law, T. Suresh Babu playing Achan, Rama Devi playing the aunt, Kabani playing the maid Usha, Siddharth Shiva playing the annoying cousin, are perfect in their respective roles. It is interesting to note that none of the characters have been given a name in this movie. This is purposely done to let the viewers be identified himself or herself with the character. A sheer brilliant thought by the makers. Talking about the technical aspect, particular praise needs to be directed towards cinematographer Salu K. Thomas. Thanks to him, the tantalizing shots of food soon becomes a horror and nightmare to watch as we begin to realize the torment the women are made to undergo. Salu K. Thomas deserves applause for the amazing visualization that even makes us forget that we are watching a film. Suraj Eskurup and Matthew Palikan score high with the strong yet subtle music of the film. The whole purpose of the movie. And here is a Malayalam film that has finally addressed the atrocities faced by menstruating women in all traditional households, which is still considered a taboo. The same person who cooks and feeds the family every day suddenly becomes impure and untouchable. Kudos to the writer-director Geo Baby for taking this big step. It is clearly a conscious choice, for the intention here is not to please, but to disturb, to raise questions, and to make the proud practitioners of patriarchy squirm in their seats. As if to convey that this is a story which represents many, the characters have no names. The film begins with the typical Pendanganal scene, where an awkward conversation later two strangers, Nimisha Sajayan and Suraj Venjaaramood, getting married. From this point on, the women as well as the viewer are confined to the kitchen mostly. She warms up to it initially, but the sugar-coated imposing of more work by the father-in-law and the husband, who are averse to making their muscles, other than for yoga, slowly gets to her. The father-in-law especially is a relic, who shuns all mechanical devices and prefers that she cooks the rice in a hearth and advises her against using the mixer grinder or the washing machine. While in mainstream movies of the past, this work was glorified as something that completes the women, here the movie places it as something being imposed on her. A remarkable thing here is that both the men are not portrayed as angry or violent characters, but as soft-spoken ones who calmly impose their will on the women, like slow poison. Case in point, how the father-in-law asks her not to take up a job at a dance school. This portrayal is potent because it makes these characters more identifiable with a lot of people around us. In a breathtaking scene, Suraj displays controlled anger when asked about the indifference in his stable manners inside and outside the home. In the next scene, Nimisha is again lovingly forced to apologize against her will, just like how she involuntarily participates in sexual acts with him. The script also takes head-on the regressive notions of impurity associated with menstruation and places it firmly in the context of the Supreme Court verdict on women's entry into Shabrimala. It does not shy away from taking a stand here. All through the film, one senses the rage that is welling up inside Nimisha, about to burst open. It does, and how? In two separate scenes part of the climax that can be hard to take for some. The repeated scenes set in the kitchen seem to be calculated to tire out the viewer and give at least a sense of sheer drudgery that many women go through. Through that, the film clinically strips away the greatness thrust upon this work by those who want to shirk it. The moral. The film beautifully explained what is going wrong since ages in our society. The problem is not just with the patriarchal society, it is also the way sons are parented. In most of the houses, sons are taught not to do household work because anyway they will get married to a girl in the future who will do all his chores for him. People say that the solution for this is educating girls. But I'd say that is not making much of a difference. But yes, there are things that don't work for all audiences in the Great Indian Kitchen. The supremely realistic narrative that doesn't offer anything entertaining might not appeal to all viewers. Also, the slow paced storyline might test one's patience. But so is life for many people, even in our own houses, right? Finally, I would like to say that the Great Indian Kitchen is a remarkable product showing us everything that needs to be changed. With the patriarchal society we live in, I have always believed in the power of cinema, and I definitely feel that the Great Indian Kitchen has given a voice to so many women who have been forced morally or religiously to keep mum and be subjected to all the rudimentary thoughts of the past. Kudos to the makers. This is the end of the video, guys. Please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon. You are free to give me video suggestions what you would like to see on my channel. Thank you. God bless.